네, 여러분 사무총장님께 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.
예, 안녕하십니까. 한아세안센터의 김혜용 사무총장입니다. 김종환 부시장님, 그리고 이만기 의장님, 강은희 교육감님, 그리고 정기라 오피스 원장님, Wcif 이장호 의장님, 그리고 다른 기타 내빈 여러분, 문화의 중심인 대구에 와서 뵙게 되어 매우 기쁘게 생각합니다. Good afternoon, Her Excellency Vice Minister Angela Tarun Sudijo, Tourism and Creative Economy of Indonesia, and His Excellency Ambassador Kandi Sulistianto of Indonesia, and my fellow ASEAN ambassadors. I see Ambassador Churing of Cambodia, and Ambassador Songkan of Laos, and Ambassador Lim of Malaysia, and Ambassador Tan Sin of Myanmar. And distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, online viewers, it is my great pleasure to be here today. First, I'd like to express my gratitude to World Cultural Industry Forum for inviting ASEAN-Korea Center to this meaningful forum. I find this opportunity very timely to discuss Korean Wave in ASEAN because ASEAN is coming to us more closely than ever. ASEAN is seen everywhere, from coffee to food. We have many restaurants to cook ASEAN cuisine lately, and multicultural families, and students and migrant workers, and even further to members of K-pop idol groups. On the other hand, like the Korean Wave has become a global phenomenon, ASEAN is no exception, and we see growing K contents in the region. Here, I'd like to take some time to introduce ASEAN-Korean Center before moving to main topics, Korean Wave in ASEAN, given that the main role of our ASEAN-Korean Center is to promote cultural exchange. What we are doing at the ASEAN-Korea Center is to connect people, companies, and countries as a whole between ASEAN and Korea. The ASEAN-Korea Center is an intergovernmental organization established by the governments of 10 Southeast Asian countries and Korea in 2009. The center upgrades trade and promotes investment, boosts culture and tourism, and increases people-to-people exchange between ASEAN and Korea as a facilitator or coordinator. In short, the center is trying to reach equal partnership through two-way exchanges in 3 areas. Sometimes, as part of its efforts, the center collaborates with celebrities to promote awareness and interest in ASEAN and Korea. To name a few, we worked with the celebrities like Nikun and Minnie, who are well-known ASEAN artists in Korea, and not to mention Korean actors Song Joong-ki and Lee Kwang-soo. In addition, we organize a variety of culture-related activities to engage the general public, such as exhibitions and online content production. For instance, the center opened the ASEAN Hall in Jeju Island last year, and the center also displayed exhibitions called ASEAN Week on the topics of rice and fabrics, etc. And its themes were rice, the universe in a grain, weaving values together, which drew public attention. Please visit our YouTube channel, ASEAN-Korea Center, at AKC SNS. You can see our more works, and don't forget to subscribe to it. Here is a history of the globally captured contents and figures related to Korean Wave Hallyu. We see HOT and Autumn in My Heart, up to recent Squid Game, Parasite, and Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Experts say that the spread of Hallyu started in the late 1990s around the Korean free TV dramas and later expanded to Korea K-pop, films and fashion, webtoons, games and cuisine for the past 3 decades. Especially in the millennial era, Korean Wave is delivered to the general public regardless of language differences. The dynamic visibility of K-contents, especially K-pop, is believed to be one of the reasons of growing popularity. Digital technology amplifies this growing trend. The Korean Wave refers to the global popularity and influence of K-culture. According to the statistics from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, recently, Korea exports more K-culture content, and the increase in the export signals the increase in number of Hallyu fans exceeding 178 million worldwide, according to the Korea Foundation. Among them, Asian fans constitute the largest group. The Korean Wave now becomes a global phenomenon, and ASEAN is no exception. ASEAN 10-member association has different political system and different religion and different cultures. Therefore, ASEAN is known for its uniqueness, and such uniqueness comes from diversity. They vary from one another, even in the way how they consume Hallyu. Their interest and favorability toward Korean dramas, songs, and celebrities differ from country to country. Therefore, taking a look at ASEAN from the point of view of Hallyu, different consumer preferences imply different markets, and different markets explore different opportunities. As producer Mr. Lee Soo-man once said, cultural products are like other goods and services. I agree. Exporting Korean contents are giving opportunities for consumers to taste the products like other goods. And next follows incorporating local members in K-pop groups, like establishing a joint venture in foreign direct investment, such as Nikun of 2PM and Larissa of Blackpink, Minnie of Girl Idol, and Bam Bam of GOT7 can be good examples. If it goes further, the next stage would be full localization, in which embracing uniqueness in diverse local markets will recreate the content. Finally, the last stage involves the balanced exchange of cultural products between exporting and importing countries, facilitating two-way traffic. Based on this, I'd like to further elaborate how these stages evolve between ASEAN and Korea. At the first stage, as I said, diversity is a key concept in ASEAN markets. As market preferences vary from country to country in TV dramas, movies, and games, the finding from 2023 Overseas Hallyu Survey by COFIS on Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Vietnam showed variations in preferences. In case of K-dramas, we see familiar titles such as Big Mouth and Squid Game, and Jewel in the Palace, etc. However, you will notice different preferences from country to country with different rankings. If you look at K-movies, the variation still remains. For example, in the case of K-movies, Train to Busan and Parasite stayed on the top of the list. In this regard, widespread of OTTs with English subtitles may have played a significant role in easing access to the movies. At the second stage of collaboration, ASEAN's uniqueness is indeed uncovers many collaboration opportunities between ASEAN and Korea. For instance, NCT, boy group with Thai national member, has been active in the K-pop industry. Yeah, in the film industry, the medium Rangjong is co-produced by Korea and Thailand, and Ajuma produced by Korea and Singapore. Next is the customization stage. Since digitalization immersed K-contents in the ASEAN region, there are cases the ASEAN localizes K-contents and remakes them. Movies like A Gift in Number 7 and Classic and Sunny are remade in Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. And dramas like Autumn in My Heart and Descendants of the Sun are locally reproduced in Thailand and the Philippines. Lastly, an important question rises and remains to be answered: whether two-way exchange is in progress. Balanced two-way exchanges with equal partnership should be upheld. Otherwise, unilateral flow of culture may be short-lived. While the Korean wave has penetrated ASEAN in various ways, ASEAN's content and culture have yet to reach the level of ASEAN wave or so-called ASEAN Ryu in Korea. Our center, next slide please. Our center conducted surveys on mutual perception of young people between ASEAN and Korea twice last year and this year. And they found that Korean wave was an important factor in shaping positive perceptions toward Korean culture, while Koreans, young people, had less exposure to ASEAN culture. Therefore, more exposure to ASEAN culture in Korea would lead to a more favorable view of ASEAN in Korea. On a final note, I'd like to emphasize on mutual cooperation for promoting two-way exchanges. Recently, artists' creativity came to the fore for promoting two-way exchanges. Now is the time for young creators and influencers to lead balanced two-way exchanges. They are future shapers and can level the ground by creatively using resources as consumers and producers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this ends my presentation. I hope the following session will further enrich the discussion. I thank you very much.